presents WandA workouts and anime, and we are back with a video as we are going to try and solve when will we get an announcement, not even the release, but the announcement of when Pirate Warriors 4 will come to PS5 and the Xbox Series consoles. Before we get started and be little detectives of our own, we just gotta address some things. It's been a while since I posted. Just allergies, work, as the weather is getting a lot nicer. You know, a lot of people are requesting events and stuff like that. So it's been fairly difficult to kind of sit down and, you know, make a video. And I was also trying to do some research regarding this topic to see how prevalent, I guess, or how accurate my guessing can be. Of course, unless Maruhaki has his insider tell him otherwise, we are going to be taking an educated guess as to when we will get an announcement for the Xbox Series and PS5 release date. And again, we're not looking at the actual date of release, just I think we can pinpoint a very accurate day when we will get the announcement. With that being said, let's get started. So we were made aware February 11th that we are getting new DLC, we're getting a new update, and of course we're getting it on PS5 and Xbox Series with a graphic update, I'm assuming, hopefully faster load times, things of that nature, because holy shit, I am currently working on a new series that will possibly be released next week or the week after, and I think what kills me are the load times. So, you know, more details to come on that series this upcoming week or the next, depending on when I release it. So with that being said, right, so February 11th we were made aware, but the voting for the characters ended February 28th. And then this tweet occurred March 13th, basically saying, hey, thanks for participating in our survey. We appreciate your comments. It's going to be some time until the announcement, but we hope you look forward to it. So this announcement is going to tell us when the release date is and possibly what characters we are going to be getting from the people that we voted for. And hopefully there are no fucking troll characters. As far as we know, it is only going to be one DLC pack. I'm sure it's going to be more. It's just based on what was given to us, right? It's not as if they were highlighting other characters, right? But based on what was given to us at the time, it seems like this is a part of Character Pass 2. So we will see on that. But I think a good comparison point to pinpoint when we can actually view an announcement date is actually looking at Xenoverse 2. Right? A game I compared this to in the past where I don't want it to be like a Xenoverse 2, but I think there's so much that you can do with One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 still before you transition into a Pirate Warriors 5. Right? So I wanted to look at this roadmap because they also, Xenoverse 2, announced a PS5 Xbox Series update, you know, graphic update, faster load time, so on and so forth. And they did this in October 12th, 2023, which is insane how long ago that was. And I honestly think that might have been one of the last times I actually played Xenoverse 2. I probably played it sometime in 2024. I don't recall. No, I think I did. Right, because when did they release Beast? Was that 2024? I don't know. Anyway, besides the point. Yes, so they they announced this, right, and then there was no date specifically when they were going to discuss the announcement for PS5 and Xbox Series X. So this was October 12th, but January 3rd, there was an article that came out that announces the release date for the current gen console versions of Xenoverse 2, and that's May 24th. So approximately 3 months in between. So right, this came out October 12th, big free update, and then January 3rd. So about 3 months or so, right? A little less than 3 months. Realistically, can we say the same for Xenoverse 2? or I'm sorry, Pirate Warriors 4, probably not. But I think a 3 to 4 month period in between this tweet regarding the game versus when we get an announcement for the release date, I think is very plausible. And honestly, the perfect time to announce the current gen update for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is going to be at Jump Carnival. Right, so Jump Carnival is going to take place in Japan July 13th and July 19th. And as we know, One Piece Day is going to be celebrated July 22nd. So 3 days before July 19th. I think this date, July 19th, is when we will get the official announcement for when we will get a release date for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 for PS5 and Xbox Series console. Because this date is very close, if not similar, because I believe it was July 21st, 2023 is when Character Pass 2 got announced for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. Alright, and also just so you guys know, Dragon Ball is going to have a presence there, so perhaps a continuation of the Super manga. Anyway, besides the point, of course, yes, so we're going to be looking at July 19th for when we will officially get an announcement just for the current gen update. But what are we looking at in terms of, well, when will it actually be released? So the announcement for when it's going to come out was January 3rd, and they gave us a date 4 months after. Alright, so possibly the current gen update is going to occur holiday season, most likely. So sometime in November, I'm going to say end of November. That is when we're looking at, so possibly the 25th, right? Is that a Friday this year? I'm not too sure. But we're going to be looking around the 20s, November 20 something, when we'll be getting the actual release date in the current gen update. I don't think that's accurate in my opinion. It's just an educated guess, but what I will say is for sure, I'm 95% sure July 19th is when we will get the official announcement for when One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 will be announced. We'll release the release date for when the current gen update will actually occur. Alright, and those are my thoughts on this video. Right, just wanted to make a super quick video and kind of give a ballpark. This way we know when to actually expect something and perhaps put some things on Bandai's radar in the meantime before this gets announced July 19th. That is my educated guess. I think that makes the most sense, especially when you compare it to Xenoverse 2's roadmap, where it was approximately 3 months in between. I think 3 to 4 month period makes sense for, when this tweet was released. I don't think there's anything happening in June, otherwise I would have said June 1st or June 3rd, right? Because it's very similar. March 11th or 13th was when this was tweeted. October 12th was when this was tweeted. So June 2nd possibly, that's also a possibility, but I definitely think for strong consideration, July 19th is when we will get the announcement trailer for the actual release date for PS5, Xbox Series S for One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. And anything after, when we actually get the date, I'm not sure. I mean, it could be September again, like when we got Character Pass or DLC Pack 4, right? The Battle for Onigashima. That released in September, if I'm not mistaken. So what was that, 2 months after the fact? So possibly 2 months, but just based off of Xenoverse 2, I believe it's more likely that we get this in November of this year, right? Because there was a 4 month period between when it was announced officially versus the actual release. So about 4.5 months. So I think it's very, very likely that we will get this in late November. But those are my thoughts. Those are my opinions. Let me know down in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you believe that July 19th is when it will be officially announced? Or do you believe it'll be a lot sooner? Do you believe it'll be June 2nd? let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you there, and of course I will see you in the new series, or of course when new news drops. With that being said, see you then and in the next video. Peace.